The Eala effect at Indian Wells. Manila, Philippines. They say, you win some and you lose some, but Eala will always guaranteed one thing: a stadium packed with Filipinos cheering for her. As she kicked off her sunshine swing, the Filipino community in California showed up in force to support the young star. Eala will begin her 2026 Indian Wells campaign on Saturday, 11 a.m. Manila time, against Ukrainian Diana Yastremska, and while just training on the court, Filipinos flocked to the Indian Wells tennis garden, showing their support. I've only dreamed of making tennis grow in the Philippines, and now I'm bringing a whole new audience to tennis all around the world, Eala said in a video posted by Paribas Open on Instagram. The Filipinos, we have such a strong sense of community. And I feel like when one of us does well or one of us is succeeding, we all have that shared sense of pride, she added. A Filipino fan said that Eala created a culture for Filipinos. When Eala plays, we all get together, and we all watch to support her as a group of people. We plan our dinners around that, he shared on the video. In Eala's debut in the 2026 Australian Open, the tournament faced ticketing woes and organizing issues as the court was overwhelmed by hundreds of Filipino fans. Even tennis great and men's world number 3 Novak Djokovic noticed the effect of Eala in the Australian Open. Having too much crowd in any tournaments is a good problem to have. There's much problem to have. Every tournament wants record-breaking attendance and ticket sales. I have been hearing in the past couple of years in most of the slams and tournaments, he said. In her stint in the Dubai Open, women's world number 4 Coco Gauff could not help but acknowledge the crowd that Eala drew. She said that even though the audience was not cheering for her, she appreciated a jam-packed atmosphere. The Eala effect at Indian Wells. In the desert oasis of California, where palm trees sway gently under the golden sun and the tennis world gathers each spring, the BNP Paribas Open, often called the 5th Grand Slam, creates unforgettable moments. In 2026, however, something unusual stirred within the grounds of the Indian Wells tennis garden. It was not merely a match or a dramatic rally that captivated the crowds. Instead, it was the arrival of a young Filipina player whose presence alone seemed to energize the atmosphere. That phenomenon came to be known as the Eala effect. The rise of Alexandra Eala has been one of the most compelling stories in modern tennis. Born in Quezon City in the Philippines, Eala emerged from relative obscurity to become the highest-ranked Filipino player in WTA history, reaching world number 31 in early 2026. Her journey from a promising junior to a recognized professional has inspired fans not only in her homeland but across the global tennis community. At Indian Wells, that inspiration transformed into something tangible: crowds gathering at practice courts, fans waving Philippine flags, and a growing sense that a new star was rising before everyone's eyes. A star arrives in tennis paradise. The tournament at BNP Paribas Open, held annually in Indian Wells Tennis Garden in Indian Wells, California, has long been a stage for tennis legends. From established champions to rising prodigies, the event has witnessed careers change in a matter of days. When Alexandra Eala arrived at the tournament for her main draw debut, she was already gaining recognition within the sport. Ranked inside the top 40 and climbing rapidly, she had begun to capture global attention thanks to her aggressive left-handed style and fearless mentality. Yet what surprised many observers was not merely her performance level, it was the enthusiasm surrounding her. During practice sessions, spectators gathered along the fences to watch her train. Some had come specifically to see her play, while others discovered her by accident and stayed, captivated by her energy and charisma. The phenomenon was quickly dubbed the Eala effect, describing the excitement and attention she generated even before stepping onto the main court. The roots of the Eala effect. To understand why Alexandra Eala has sparked such excitement, one must look beyond the tournament itself and examine her journey. Eala turned professional in 2020 and spent several years developing her game at the prestigious academy founded by Rafael Nadal in Spain. The academy is known for producing disciplined, tactically intelligent players, and Eala absorbed its philosophy. Her game combines heavy topspin forehands, sharp court awareness, and a relentless competitive spirit. Her breakthrough moment arrived during the 2025 season. At the Miami Open, she stunned the tennis world by defeating multiple Grand Slam champions, including Jelena Ostapenko, Madison Keys, and world number 1 Iga Swiatek on her way to the semifinals. The achievement was historic. Not only did she become the first Filipino player to reach a WTA 1000 semifinal, but she also demonstrated that she could compete with the best players in the world. From that moment onward, Eala was no longer a promising prospect. She was a legitimate contender. A nation behind her. One key element of the Eala effect lies in the passionate support she receives from Filipino fans. Tennis has traditionally not been a dominant sport in the Philippines, which makes Eala's rise particularly meaningful. As she climbed the rankings, millions of Filipinos began following her matches. Social media buzzed with highlights, watch parties were organized, and national pride surged. At Indian Wells, that pride traveled across the Pacific Ocean. Filipino fans living in the United States made the journey to the tournament specifically to watch Eala. Flags waved in the stands, and cheers echoed across the practice courts. For many spectators, she represented more than just a tennis player. She symbolized the possibility of global recognition for Philippine sports. Her presence created a sense of community within the tournament grounds, uniting fans who shared a cultural connection with the rising star. The power of personality. Another factor behind the Eala effect is her personality. In a sport often defined by intense pressure and solitary competition, she brings an engaging and approachable presence. Fans frequently describe her as energetic, humble, and authentic. She smiles during practice, interacts warmly with supporters, and expresses gratitude for the opportunities she receives. This relatability has made her particularly appealing to younger audiences. Children watching her matches see not only a talented athlete but also a role model who reflects determination and positivity. In an era when athletes often become distant icons, Eala maintains a sense of accessibility that draws fans closer to the sport. The tennis style that draws crowds. Of course, charisma alone cannot explain the Eala effect. At its core lies her dynamic style of play. As a left-handed player, Eala naturally creates angles that challenge her opponents. Her baseline game is aggressive yet controlled, blending powerful ground strokes with tactical intelligence. Observers often note her quick reactions and court awareness. Rather than relying solely on brute force, she constructs points strategically, forcing opponents into difficult positions before delivering decisive winners. This style produces rallies that are both exciting and unpredictable, exactly the type of tennis that captivates spectators. At Indian Wells, where slow hard courts encourage extended